All right, welcome to breaking news. It was reported that the president was going to travel for the G8 meeting in South Africa and then on to Angola, but the news reaching us tells us that he has cancelled that travel. Philip, a president that listens, that's what we want. And the reason for not traveling is because of the security concerns in the country. You know, I quoted something that he said in 2014 in May about the Chibok girls, and now the situation has befallen us. May not be up to that of Chibok girls' capacity of those that were kidnapped, but 25 is a lot for our girls. The president is listening to people.
Yes, it's kudos to Mr. President. He has done very well for once in the life of his administration. Yeah, because the news reaching us in the morning that the president had traveled or is traveling to South Africa for G8. And on strength of that, I did make a statement in the morning that the president is gallivanting when children are being kidnapped and how many of them are being murdered. But I'm glad to also say here that, yes, the president was going to travel, but haven't seen the enormity of the damage that has happened in the security sector. He has cancelled his trip, and to sit back, he has also mandated his vice to go to Kebbi to have on the spot assessment and come back with feedback. He also is also awaiting the report from the security apparatus to enable him to take a decision on what to do about the security situation across the country. This is a commendable effort. This is what we want from Mr. President, and he's doing well. For the fact that he had done this, I think to a large extent, he had made Nigeria to believe that the president has a listening ear. And we are sure with this, he will also listen to us in other areas, such as the political party, fashion being aided by, state, security apparatus. Maybe it's not to his knowledge, but we are saying he should also take the same step as he took in cancelling his trip on this area of our life.
Issues. For the president, for once, somehow, he's listening a little bit, but we want him to listen more. We want a president that listens, a president that can feel his people. Do you understand? Not just sometimes bogus figures that is being fed with in Aso Rock. We know the president is not a young man, and we also know his things that maybe he'll not be able to feel, as in health-wise. But when he hears, he should listen more. That's what we are saying.
Certainly, you are not going to put it out of the way. Until you face a problem, you are not going to be able to solve it. You cannot use microphone to improve the insecurity in Nigeria. You cannot, because these guys are later, they are wicked, and they are all out for evil. You have to face it head on, acknowledging that it exists and is there and is not really improving at all. Is your first step in combating it. I'm not going to give this credit to Donald Trump. Let me just believe the president is doing it on his own. Well, we have seen some report that it's probably because of this Donald Trump's tweet or threat or whatever you look at it, that's making them to show some concern and some seriousness. The governor from Kwara State, the governor of Kwara State, asked for reinforcement, and the president sent. That is the kind of things we want to hear. Not that since I became president, the insecurity has improved, people cannot travel. Travel where? Which road? Our roads are controlled by bandits. Our forests are controlled by bandits. Our villages are controlled by bandits. Look at what happened in Kebbi. Our schools are beginning to be controlled by bandits. You were talking about what's it called? Chibok girls being higher in numbers than the girls that are kidnapped in Kebbi. Is maybe you are talking of just one single kidnap. A lot has been happening. Maybe being kidnapped, Chibok girls, over 200 Chibok girls being kidnapped is actually better than thousands of villagers that are being killed and sacked. People are being slaughtered. So it is a good thing that the president can recognize it. Brigadier General is killed just less than few days. Then you are traveling to South Africa for a summit. Summit of what? Your nation is under attack. What summit? AU-EU summit in Angola, then what is it called, G20 summit in South Africa. What G? When our G has been cut to sizes by bandits killing our brigadier general. What how does that sound to you? We're not talking of a colonel, we're not talking of a major, we're not talking of a lieutenant colonel, we're not talking of a major.
Also commissioned officers.
We're not talking. Start going down. What are you saying? So he did the right thing. Nobody can take this away from him. Yes, take note. Insecurity did not start under Asiwaju.
Yes.
So he didn't need to use that wishful thinking on Adogo and Co. we're using before everything is now improved. No. We met this insecurity on ground, and we are ready to deal with it. We are ready to do with it.
Yeah.
You were somewhere in this morning referring to how President George Bush responded when there was 9/11 attack. He was smiling in other room when there was something about presentation about children, and that was happening when the attack happened. And when he came back, his face changed. He said, wherever you people are, we will find you. Go under the sea, we will find you. Go on the mountains, we will kill you. Anywhere you are, any country where you're hiding, we are coming for you. We are going to destroy you. That's how Tinubu should be sounding. That's the commander-in-chief. Tell these bandits, wherever you are, we are going to fish you out. And if that had happened, these 24 girls in Kebbi would not be kidnapped. They received the intelligence
report. Yes.
Governor Idris said they received intelligence and they acted on the intelligence. Officers were deployed to this place, and because the officers were happy with that, after about 24 hours the bandits didn't come. They left, and in less than 30 minutes these bandits arrived. Why didn't they bandits? So that's what I'm saying. Why didn't they go after these bandits where they are? Why do you pack your luggage and go back home or go back to your offices? Why the threat has not been neutralized? What is wrong in going after the comfort zone of these threats and neutralize them? This Kwara state, when they get there, it's not only about guiding Ekiti local government, in Kwara. It's about going for the bandits, their comfort zone. When they are resting, when they are not prepared to attack, go there, decimate them, neutralize the threat. Let our military go on combat. Go after them where they are resting. Don't wait until they come and attack. Don't go and guide the school. Then after 24 hours, when they don't attack, you go home. Stop doing that. Go to their home where they are eating. They are human beings. Everything we do, they are doing it. They eat, they sleep, they do all that. They are human beings. Everything we do, these bandits do them. Go after them at their comfort zone. Stop listening to people telling you that they are our brothers, they will go to the same mosque. Stop listening to them. This brigadier general that died also goes to the same mosque. Is a Muslim. Tell them to stop talking about this nonsense. I see what you should stop listening to Tinubu. The other day I saw a picture, I don't know how true it is, where I saw Sheyi, rigmaroling with Gumi. I felt disappointed. I felt disappointed. I see what you should turn from that angle. What good is Gumi going to bring for you that Brigadier General Musa Uba couldn't bring for you? What good is he going to bring for you? Somebody pampering these people. We need to neutralize bandits. There's nothing else that we need to do to them. We don't need to recruit them into the army. We don't need to have them repent. We need to neutralize them wherever they are. We let them go to the mountain, we'll go after them. Go under the sea, go after them. Go into the church, go after them. Go into the mosque, go after them. Wherever they are. Since they say this country will find no peace, they will find no peace until they die or be held accountable for the evil they have caused this land.
Now, Philip, also the president has directed the vice president to go on ground in Kebbi and supervise action. I saw a video yesterday. I don't know whether it's yesterday or today. The chief of army staff is already in Kebbi. But this fire brigade approach, after the thing has been done, policing means that you get intelligence, information. Police, you are coming behind. I mean, the person doesn't know you are trailing the person. That's what policing is. And I also said, the secret service, the DSS is a secret service. It's a Nigerian police. If you don't know, let me tell you. The Department of Secret Service is a Nigerian police that nobody knows. They are not like the one that has police station everywhere. They go to gather information, intelligent information. That is their work. They are different from NIA. The Department for DSS, that's what they do. Now, when they gather this intelligence, they give it to the authorities in charge. Some, they arrest privately. before they carry out the operation, they arrest them and give them to the police. These are covert operations. What has happened to them?
You see, in this case, in this very case we are discussing, the DSS did their job diligently, excellently well. But what happened to those information they gathered and gave to the right people? What they did with it is the problem. You were told that the information were gathered, the governor was well informed, and the governor took action and sent personnel there. The personnel abandoned their duty post and left where they were posted to. Agree, they were not supposed to have even go, and that is not what they should do, because the information they gathered and gave to the governor also show where the bandits are going to come from, where they are going to come, and where they are going to attack. So merely dispatching, officers to go and guide the school was not good enough. The governor and the security apparatus were supposed to go after them, like everybody is saying. But we find, where do we find ourselves? We hear that people are going to attack us. It's just like you are playing football. Instead of you to go attack and score a goal, you are building defense. And once that defense is breakthrough, then you are on the receiving side. That's what has happened. Because if you had information that they were going to attack you, and because you had information, you attack them first, there will be no room for them to attack you. But the reverse is the case here. So, moving forward, the president had dispatched the vice president to be on ground. Well, the president had done very well, but I must say this, I put it on record. In other client, like you said, when issue of this nature happen, it is the president that is expected to be on the spot, not after 24 hours. Yes, the president has done well, he has cancelled his trip, he's waiting for a report so that he can take a decision. How long will it take him to take the show? When you made mention of George Bush and he make reference to it, does it take Bush 2 minutes to take a decision?
No.
Or what to do to those people who are terrorizing?
No.
You took the president 48 hours before he decided to send the vice president, not even himself. To do what? When the deed has been done, what is he going to do? You're assessing the situation before you not come back with you to report. Before you see, yes, this is a good development that the president at least is listening, is taking some step, but he should do far more than that.
Okay, let me come to you on this. Intelligence reports. What do we do with them? Now, they got the intelligence report, shared it with the state government, mobilized to the venue. The moment they left, the attackers came. Now, my question, do we have what we call some mole inside these intelligence units of whatever information we have, so that they will know that they have gone and they are coming? How do this military formation deal with this intelligence report and these moles? Because everywhere there's always a mole. Forget it. Whether it's in America or we hear of WikiLeaks and all that, those are moles. Now, they need to first of all acknowledge that there are moles in their system and deal with it. And for also, we have firepower from the Navy, we have firepower from the Air Force, right? Then we have the ground troops.
Okay, now let me tell you, you remember the last time truthnigeria.com said the Yelwata attack, that they got the intelligence ahead and informed even the Nigerian government. We're not talking of the states now. This Kebbi is issue of states, just government. They said they informed Nigerian government. He said they did nothing. We have to, I've always asked ourselves two questions. Why has government not decimated bandits, Boko Haram and the likes? One, is it a question of capacity? We don't have the armament. Two, is it of a willpower? This is where the question is, issue of willpower. What controls your willpower oftentimes is your allegiance. Number one, allegiance. We have to be sure if the federal government in its responsibility is ready to do its work. Certainly you do this work with personnel. So our personnel that will work with to checkmate leakages, having more sabotage. You must have a very good background checks on those you have serving already and those you want to recruit. What is their number one allegiance?
That's the one you call police.
Are they allegiance? Is their allegiance to the Constitution? Is their allegiance to the national development of Nigeria? Or their allegiance is to unseen and fabricated supremacy of one set over the other? What is their allegiance for? What if they are faced with two decisions? Support a cause so that Nigeria move forward, or support a cause so that my tribe move forward, or support a cause so that my religion move forward? Which one will they choose? You need those officers who will choose a cause so that Nigeria will move forward. You need those officers who are working together to solve the national developmental problems that you as a commander-in-chief is also solving. When you have varied, interest, when you have varied allegiance among your officers, you are going to continue to have what you call sabotage or moves or whatever. And when you have such, the lives of your officers are endangered, and the chances of your operation, whether covert or not, succeeding is very slim.
Then the president sending the vice president to Kebbi. To Kebbi.
Yeah. I remember during campaign, Shettima said, Asiwaju will be in charge of economy, I will be in charge of security. So he sent to his own. so that's a campaign promise fulfilled. So give credit to Asiwaju for that.
Asiwaju for sending him. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, these developments that we are seeing, the state governors, from what I know, let's talk generally on security now, because I just saw a news that said kidnappers were apprehended in Edo State with a lot of ammunition, about 4 of them. Now, most of the state governors, from what we know, from news that we gather, is that when money comes to them from federal allocation and internet generated revenue, they move a lot of it to security votes that cannot be questioned. That's what we know happens, and they try to support the police, the army, in their state, the formations in their state. Most of them, because we heap a lot of blame on the federal government. Do we think they are doing enough, Philip? The security formation within the state, because you have every command, every security apparatus has a command in a state. Are they doing enough?
The question is simple to answer. Are they doing enough? Yes, they have information in their state. Where do they derive the final authority from? From the federal. For instance, the police, the commissioner of police cannot take an action when the IG of police give a contrary instruction. And the governor does not have total control of the police. The army, in fact, the governor cannot even speak to the brigade command. It doesn't. The command chain does not fall into place at all. So this is the reason why we are heaping all the blame, especially as it affects security, on the federal government. Don't forget, when you go to the constitution, the exclusive list, security is one of the things that the federal government is saddled with. It's one of them. Okay, this issue of banditry and terrorism is strictly under exclusive list, because we are talking about sovereignty. If the security were able to fight and take over that, the sovereignty of the nation has been breached. So is it the state that will fight for the sovereignty of the country, or the federal government? So that's said. When you talk about the issue that is before us, when he said, a promise fulfilled that the vice president was to take off, security, I begin to wonder in my heart, is this vice president trained in security, handling? Because I never knew to be a security expert. So how come he's saddled with the issue of handling security matters? So all these are the things. This is why we said, this government has, what they have is misplaced priority. Instead of talking about governance, they are talking about how they can retain themselves in power in 2027 when we are still in 2025. That is why you will send, the vice president to go, to Kebbi. If the president is going to Kebbi today, all this is the commander-in-chief, and all the security apparatus will move with him. I think that makes more sense to me.
All right, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, so not to support the governors in their looting and the campaign and wasteful spending, but the governors do not have the complete equipment required to maintain security. Let me tell you, you saw what happened the other day between Wike and a lieutenant. Between Wike, a minister of Federal Republic of Nigeria, who sits at a cabinet with Minister of Defense, and in some administrative duty, the CDS, who is the head of the military, reports to the Minister of Defense. And both Wike and Minister of Defense reports to the President. But you saw what happened, not to also support Wike's foul language that day, but you saw what happened. That is to tell you that a governor does not really command a commissioner of police.
Let me give you a picture.
Yeah.
Let me give you a picture. Maybe this picture can help us.
Yeah.
Now, we have, whether it's civil defense, whether it's immigration, whether it's all of them, police.
Yes.
We have them, commandant and commissioners and brigade commandant, whichever formation they are. They have a security meeting with the governor once in a week.
Yes.
And they provide this security information of how the state is. And the governor on their own support, beyond the support that is coming from the government. For Edo State, for example, there was a command and control center that was built that they were supposed to extract information from. Now, these governors supporting these formations, when they have a particular security report, do they act on them? Do they need
you saw Governor Idris almost crying. The governors don't control the military, the governors don't control the police, the governors does not command any of the federal security agency. Yes, they come there to work with them. Command is different from come and assist me. It's different from command. If I can hire and fire you, if you in your line of change, there's what we call unit of command. Go and study Henry Fryer's 14 principles of management. A command, an officer, if he receives command from two persons, gets confused. We call it unit of command, even in principles of management.
It has to come
even
from
in
one
administration,
place.
he has to get a command. A command is different from persuasion. Let's work together. Joint meeting. Okay, I know you are here for me. Thank you. I'll buy you people healers. I'll build the new offices for you. In short, I'll buy new cell phone for all the DPOs. It's different. Governors don't command that, but like I said, they can do a lot. They can do a lot of intelligence gathering. They can, have drones gathering intelligence and be given to these people. Let it be on record. You could see Governor is crying and lamenting that we have the intelligence, we gave them intelligence and we are sabotaged. Let what happened in Kebbi happen. So the question we're asking in Kebbi now, somebody has to be held responsible. Those officers, I'm coming. Yeah. Those officers that let them, somebody commands them. He has to let us know why you allow the officers that were gathering these children to leave, and 30 minutes thereafter, the bandits came to pick these children. Now, you have to let us know, have you neutralized the threat? What made it? Do you think there is no longer threat, or the threat is no longer imminent? That is not something that can happen within 30 minutes. How did you scale it that these children were safe in their 30 minutes? You are going to leave them. That officer needs to answer question. If he does not answer question and nothing happens, the president is still not serious. It is not just okay to cancel your trip of going to South Africa. You need to do something. Okay. The fellow officers also need to know who is commanding them. Okay. They also need to know fellow officers that are working with them.
I want you to just bear on this. Most of these reports never come out. I don't know what. There's one report you were asking for the other day for us to know what really happened. This one now is coming to bear. The officers in charge, will they be named? Will they be talked to? Will they be? Do you understand? Who was the military guy there? Who was the police guy there? Who was in charge of the command? Who should go in for it? Because I always say something. If you don't punish, you won't get the best.
That's right.
Yes.
It's the same thing. When you do not have a reward system that is applicable to all citizens equally, and a punishment system that is applicable to all citizens equally, you miss it. When you are looking for a civilian, you go to EFCC or anywhere, they take a mugshot of you, they do all that. But you see officers, I was impressed what DSS did the other time. They sacked officers and they released their name.
Yes.
And listed
Exactly.
Very excellent work from the DSS.
Yeah.
We should know these rogue officers. Question them. Whatever that comes out of the investigation, let the public know. So we know those that are working for us.
All right, I'm running out of time. A sad one. A senator representing Enugu, I think East or something, the last standing senator under Labour Party in Enugu, passed on in London.
Always London. And yet, still Pastor Obama is so rest in peace.
Yeah. Philip.
Yeah, may so rest in peace. But we can't go without talking about the attack on the Christ Apostolic Church in Ikuru, Ekiti State, in Kwara State, where 3 persons were killed and numbers of persons were led into the bush by the same bandits. Agreed that the president had sent a deployment
to
Kebbi. We need to get to Kwara, but we need to get result. We need to hear that the church member who went for evening service yesterday that were kidnapped, they've been rescued. We don't want to say they have been released, because when they are released, sometimes ransoms are paid. We want to see that these security apparatus that were deployed to Kwara State had released they rescued these citizens, so that we can be rest assured that the president is working.
All right, in our next broadcast we will bring you detailed account of that story, and we'll be right back.